Jacob Lindsey was named the Director of Planning for the City of Charleston this past summer. And in this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I sit down with him one-on-one. Jacob, tell me, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing just fine.
Great.
As we were talking about a moment ago, this is very exciting, the Gay Yard Center. A lot of exciting things are happening here in the next couple of days.
Well, that's right. We're just about to have the big public opening for the building. And, you know, coming to work every day in this place, it is an absolutely astounding building.
Yes, indeed.
It is an impressive place.
Yes, indeed. That is awesome to hear. And let me take you back to July 31st, because Mayor Joe Raleigh said this about you to the Post and Courier. He said, quote, "We received many applications for the position from this region and other parts of our country. I have determined that the best applicant was someone right here, Jacob Lindsey." Tell me, when you hear that, what do you tell yourself?
Well, you know, the mayor, of course, is always so kind and so genteel about everything. And for me, it's just an honor that I can actually serve the city of Charleston.
Right.
And especially continue the great work that the mayor has done to help rebuild the city. So it's really a humbling thing, and it's really an honor for me to serve the city of Charleston.
And it has been an honor to have Mayor Raleigh as mayor for 40 years. As you know, he's leaving his particular position in January. I'm wondering, what has it been like to be in a city employee and serving under Mayor Raleigh?
Well, you know, the mayor is, as I'm sure you know and as everyone knows, someone that has been really revered for his work in city building and especially city design.
Right.
Of course, he founded the Mayor's Institute for City Design, that national organization that's contributed to so many other cities.
Sure.
So that legacy of building great cities is something that, you know, again, it's really humbling, and to work for him is an honor that I never thought I would have.
Yeah. And before you were named the director of the City of Charleston Department of Planning, Preservation, and Sustainability, it was Tim Keene who was director. And obviously he left right here in, I believe, late June, early July. What was that like for you guys?
Well, you know, transitions often can be a challenge. But the good part is that before I was appointed to this position by the mayor, I'd served in the city's planning department previously as the director of the design division. So I had about a year and a half of prep and experience to understand exactly what the challenges were going to be as we made this transition. So I was able to step into the role with a pretty good understanding of the things that are facing us. So in a way it was good because I'd had some time to get ready.
And Mayor Raleigh also said this about you, as you just mentioned, quote, "Jacob is an excellent urban designer. His planning instincts are superb. He communicates extremely well and easily engages with his colleagues and our citizens as well." Let's talk about the time that you were the design director for the city, and because I want to know the following. What was the best and really, I hate to say this, but the worst memory in that particular position?
Well, you know, urban design as a practice is something that takes a long time. The city isn't like it's not a painting, it's not a piece of furniture. It's something that you can't really be designed all at once. It's something that you work on piece by piece, and you make the city better every day. So the challenge, of course, is working to realize long-term plans. That's what's challenging and hard about urban design. But the good thing is that ultimately you are contributing as an urban designer or a planner to making the city a better place to live. So that's the upside of it. And we had a number of projects that we're still working on that originated with that office. Things like the redesign of Citadel Mall, which we began at the city's design division. And we have a number of projects that we've kicked off. But again, the challenge is staying the course and realizing that change over time. That's what's hard about doing this work.
And what's hard right now is still the tragedy at Mother Emanuel. We're sitting really right next door to it. It's been almost 4 months now since that tragedy. I'm wondering, where are you emotionally?
Well, and that's a good question. It's a hard one to answer. You know, you know, just like everybody we've all dealt with this thing. I still haven't totally accepted, I think, in some ways, the fact that this happened. You know, that it happened in general, but that it happened in our community. I think I'm personally still coming to grips with this whole thing, to be honest with you. And you know, my old office, the city's design division, is really almost across the street from the church.
Yeah, that's right.
I walk by the church every day, multiple times a day, and I feel like I know it, you know, so well. I know that place so well. So it's going to take a little time for me, honestly, on a personal level.
Yes, sir. And let's go back to you being named the director of planning here at the City of Charleston. You said this to the Post-Inquiry, quote, "I can't imagine a better place to practice city planning. Charleston is a world-class city, and it's an honor to serve in this role as we take on future challenges." You mentioned a couple of those challenges. I'm wondering, what will be your secret to actually challenging those challenges?
Right. Well, we're doing a number of things, and one of the things that we're doing is focusing on our own internal processes to make sure that people understand the city, what we do, that we're easy to deal with, easy to work with. One of the things we're doing is reforming our Board of Architectural Review, and really in the spirit of improving the organization, because we're getting different kinds of buildings in the City of Charleston than we used to. So we're working on making sure that we improve things like our technical review committees, the things that are in our purview that we can make better. So first of all, we're working on that, streamlining our own processes, making sure that the organization is performing as best as it possibly can. The other thing that we're doing is really focusing on place-based economic development, which is what we've done here in Charleston over the many, many years of restoring King Street and restoring the city. But now we want to look at West Ashley. We want to look at places, that we haven't really looked at before, especially places like Citadel Mall or Sam Rittenberg Boulevard, to focus on building great places and using that as the initiative for economic development. So we have a number of things that we're focused on. We're also working on sustainability measures. We recently passed a zoning ordinance, which is the first in the state of South Carolina that we know of that rewards sustainability, and that means things like making sure that you can use renewable energy in a building, or preserve your stormwater on site. All the things that are good about preserving the environment. But we've actually made that into a zoning ordinance that incentivizes it. So we've got a number of things that we're doing to try to move the ball forward.
Wow. Finish these sentences for me. The University of Georgia will always be.
Well, you've done your research.
Yes,
Well, it'll always be my home. That's true.
The Gilliard Center will be.
That's right. Well, the Gilliard Center, I think, will be the greatest performing arts hall in the country.
Jacob Lindsey is.
I'm humbled to be here.
Yes. Well, Jacob Lindsey, this was so great. Thank you so much for your time.
Well, Quintin, thank you so much. It's really been a pleasure.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Same here.
Thank you.